up, guys? Bones88 here, and today we're going to talk about blessings. Blessings were just added in this last update, and it's kind of a question everyone's been asking me and other content creators and just everywhere, Discord, Reddit, like where should I put it, who should I upgrade, what faction, blah blah blah. So it's going to be a very short video because there's not much to go over. So with that being said, let's go over and I'll tell you like what a blessing is, and then I'll give you my suggestions from there. So first of all, you're going to click on Arena. In order to acquire resources to upgrade your blessings, you have to go to a Global Arena and participate in Global Arena every day. It's already a daily activity that you have to do, so it's just something you're going to have to do whether you like it or not. Because it's going to affect everyone's game, everyone's hero power, everyone's faction, so you have to do it, unfortunately. Am I a big fan of this? Not at all. I'm not a fan of Global Arena, I'm not a fan of these blessings. But they're here, we have to deal with them, so here we are. You're going to participate in Arena and just and whenever you win a match, you get a silver, gold, and bronze medals. These medals are used to upgrade your blessings. So, to find your blessings, you go up here at the top where you see all these tabs, and you click on blessings. And here you have a big table of the blessings. And if you don't know what they are, you go over here and you look at human, orc, elf, goblin, all the factions, and you go there, and if you upgrade one of these next to it, it upgrades that faction. You're able to upgrade health, shield, damage, crit damage, potency, and tenacity. So you find, if I want to upgrade damage on the dwarves, I go here, I go over where damage is, I click on this, and I increase. And then look, it cost me 15 silver medals. I have that, so I hit increase, and there you go. I've went up one level, and it tells you how much it goes up to whenever you click on it. Level 1, it's 0.5%. Level 2, it's 1%. Level 3, it's 1.5%. Now, that's just for damage. Let's say we want to upgrade health. Well, it's different. For level 1, it's 1%. Level 2, 2%. Level 3, 3%, and so on. So it's pretty easy to figure out, but the big question is like, potency for some factions will help, and it won't help others. So some people are like, what stat or what, thing do I put on a certain faction? So just very quickly, we're going to go down the factions. I'm going to tell you like maybe 2 or 3 that you should put on that faction. Before we do this, I want you to know that this may not be the complete 100% right answer, okay? We got other content creators coming out with things. I haven't watched them yet, but they're probably going to say something different than me. And that's where it comes where you might have to use common sense. I know if you're a brand new player, you're probably like, well, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know anything about anybody. Well, that's why we're going to try to help you out here, okay? So, let's start from the top. Humans. So humans already have quite a bit of durability. They don't really need health. They don't need shield. Don't get me wrong, it won't be bad to have that. But another thing is Gear 12 and Gear 13 add astronomical amounts of health and shield to any character you take to that level. So I think health and shield is pretty important overall, but at the same time, the levels that Gear 12 and 13 add to a character, it's almost like it may be the 2 things you might want to stay away from. Because if there's a character that's dying too quickly, you can just take them to Gear 12. So I kind of think health and shield you should stay away from until you got everything else maxed out. But that may not be the case, because let's think about goblins or elves. They actually kind of need it more than anything. So I could be wrong. So let's go through this. Let's figure it out together. So humans, they do put out quite a bit of damage for the most part. So I think number 1 thing would be damage for the humans. Second, I don't know after that. You could go health and shield. But I think I would do maybe potency second, and then tenacity. There's not a lot of things that you need potency and tenacity for. So that's why this is kind of hard. This just came out, so I can't really tell you the right answer. But to be honest, they're already very durable, so why not add extra health and shield? So okay, here we go. What we're going to do is damage first, health second, shield third for humans. That's my official thing. I know I just went on a tangent about health and shield, but those seem like the 3 best things for humans. So moving on, orc. Orcs are very, very dependent on potency. You'll see that almost every orc you have, you're putting a potency rune in the northwest area. You're putting potency like sets on them. So potency is definitely the #1 thing you want in orcs. But after potency, it's almost like you can do whatever you want. I mean, it's kind of a hard question. I guess you can't go wrong with health and shield on any of these. I guess you could do damage. You know, there's only like 1 or 2 that's a must on these, and the rest are just whatever you want. I would only put tenacity on somebody if you have like a lot of tanks on that group. If there's like 2 or 3 tanks in a group, like Pride or maybe Demons, tenacity would be okay. Otherwise, I'd stay away from it. But as far as orcs go, potency first. Anything else is fine with me, guys. You can't go wrong. Maybe stay away from tenacity. So moving on to elves. Now, elves, I think, would benefit from health and shield a lot. And also they would benefit from damage a lot. They're a straight offensive team, and so putting damage on them is great. Health and shield makes them better because they are a pretty damn squishy team. So that's my 3. Damage, health, and shield. I think that's pretty much a given on them. Goblins, it's almost the same exact thing. Health, shield, damage. They're there to put out damage. They assist a lot. So every time they assist, if you up their damage, that's more damage they're putting out even quicker. They're a hard counter to Zera orcs, and you can't go wrong with doing damage. So I think you should start out doing damage on goblins. And then I would do health and shield to make them even stronger, but crit damage wouldn't be bad. And that's the same thing for elves. So you could also do crit damage for elves and goblins. And I'm just letting you guys know, I'm sitting here thinking this out for the first time with you guys. So if it's kind of scatterbrained and all over the place, that's why, and I apologize for that. So officially, goblin, damage, health, shield, crit damage. All 4 of those you can't go wrong, but I would do damage first. So pandas. Once again, pandas are kind of like a neutral team. They're not heavily defense, they're not heavily offense, they're kind of in the middle. So doing damage, doing crit damage, that would be okay. Making them a little bit tankier, that's okay. They don't have too many tanks or something, so tenacity isn't something you'd be worried about. Potency, they don't really need a lot of. So once again, I would go damage, crit damage, and some health. Or shield, whichever one you want to do. You can't go wrong with that. Moving on to Pride. Now, Pride is one that I would maybe put tenacity on. They're like a really hard team to take down. So the more tenacity you have on them, the harder it is to put debuffs on them and to get them out of there. So I think tenacity would be a good one. And then, once again, health and shield to make them stronger if you want, but we have gear 12 to do that. So damage, crit damage, that would be huge for a Kagi Boreas. That duo having more crit damage and damage, that's pretty good. So my official ones for Pride would be crit damage first, damage second, and then tenacity. Alright, we're getting towards the bottom, so I'm going to move myself over a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. So now we're with the dwarves. The dwarves, I think, need a lot of potency. So the first thing I would work on is potency for dwarves. The next thing I would do is damage. They could use a little plus to their damage. And that's the 2 main things they need the most. I'm not too worried about crit damage, not too worried about tenacity. So I would just do potency, damage, and then maybe some health and shield. Alright, moving on, half pigs. I think half pigs could use some potency. You'll see that potency is needed in a lot of characters. A lot. Potency is probably the most important stat in this game. Not the most important, but one of the most important. So potency, yes, I would go for that with half pigs. They can deal a lot of damage, so why not go damage, crit damage, potency, and damage? It will help you a lot more in half pigs. Of course, health and shield will help too. And moving on, last but not least, demons. Demons could also benefit from a lot of potency. So potency first with the demons. I think tenacity would work here, because that would help you prevent a lot of debuffs. You start getting a lot of debuffs on the demons, and they kind of slow down. So I think potency, tenacity, and then maybe some health and shield, because the thing about damage and crit damage is they're more of a control team. they kind of slowly beat you down. They're one of the best teams, but they're not a huge damage output kind of team. So, you know, potency, tenacity, and health or shield, I would say. So that's about it. So that's it with blessings. I mean, there's not a lot to it, and you almost kind of have to use your own opinion about it. Yes, there are a couple things that you probably should focus on first, but the only thing I would stay away from is tenacity, except for a couple of them. Everything else is okay. It never hurts to have more crit damage. It never hurts to have more damage. It definitely doesn't hurt to have more potency, and it doesn't hurt to have more health or shield. The only thing I mean about that is just kind of stray away from health and shield at first, because you can gear 12 people, and I've already said that. I don't know if this was helpful for you guys. I hope it was, but there's just not too much to it, and it's pretty easy if you just kind of read kits. If you're looking to invest in the pandas, just kind of look in the kits and see, okay, this seems like a common factor. Let's work on that. When you look at elves, a common factor is critical chance. So you need a lot of crit chance, and they're not very durable. So if you're critting a lot, then it's not going to hurt to put crit damage on them. You see what I'm saying? So they're going to hit harder. And you won't know if a team's squishy or not unless you've been playing this game for a long time. So, with that being said, guys, I appreciate all the love and support. I know this is kind of a scatterbrained video, but a lot of people have been requesting it, and I thought, okay, well, I'll just hop on and kind of go through it. I literally picked what ones we should do right here off my brain. So, just from common sense. If you've been in the game more than 6 months to a year, you know what you need to put on them. But if you haven't and you're just starting out, hopefully this helps you out. I don't think I gave you totally wrong answers, so hopefully this helps. With that being said, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.